You know what kind of topics I'm coming with, baby. I'm talking about WAP. I've been talking about WAP since last week. I've been thinking about it during the week. I'm talking about it now again. I love it. I love WAP. Oh yeah, baby. We live. What? Oh my goodness. We live, nigga. It's too late. I'm already recording. We going, the Live and Maintain boys. We here, we's not square. We're here for the top podcast spot, nigga. Come on, man. Shout out to the Bel Air boys. Last night I was not a Live and Maintain boy. I was a fucking Bel Air boy, nigga. And right now I'm back to Live and Maintain. We about to take over the podcast game. You want a freestyle? Steph and Rich, man. We in this shit. Oh man, I fucked up a little bit.
Shout out to Sonic if y'all wanna sponsor us.
Facts. Nigga, we need some sponsors after that shit that you put last time I tried to get a sponsor.
I didn't
I was just playing. It didn't really matter. Well, I hope I didn't catch Corona at that fucking large gathering I was at last night.
Yeah, bro, you're too smart to be going to stuff like that.
I know, right? I guess I'm not too smart. But we'll get into a little bit of that after we get into the first segment of the day. How are you living?
You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
How you living, Mr. Moscow?
I'm trying to get into school, bro. Actually, I was like, I don't really get sad, but I was sort of like disappointed with like how life was going because I tried to get a new car and them niggas was like, nah, they denied my loan and shit. And then I want to get a new laptop because, you know, my laptop's falling apart. But if I use that money, I won't be able to get in school. So I tried to get in community college so I could take these classes that I failed. And they were like, you need your transcript. So I tried to get my transcript and they said, you need $6,000. So I was like, well, fuck. I can't do anything I want to do. So I was like, I wasn't like sad, but I was just sort of like dejected because I feel like I'm like, the wheels are like running in place or whatever. But, you know, I know that this podcast gonna make money, so shit.
Just leave it all on the podcast, baby. That's a fact, though. We gonna make some bread off of this shit soon. I can definitely relate to that, bro. This week I was depressed as fuck, man. Like, this week, like, right, where's the do-rag? Niggas expect you with the do-rag stuff. Where it's at?
I'm growing my hair out. I don't need a do-rag no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a bonnet. Throw that shit on, look like an auntie.
Look like a... Never mind. Good look back. I don't respect... And you know me already. I'm definitely the type of nigga where I'm all about everybody, you know, dressing how they want to dress. But that bonnet shit, I cannot get behind that. We have do-rags already. Bro, what do you need a bonnet for?
If you put on a do-rag, it like smushes your head down. Remember?
True. So. But this week I was depressed as fuck, you know. I named the 3 things I was depressed about. And then we'll get into some topics, right? Well, number 1, I tried, I got laid off my job this week. You know what I mean? Got laid off my job.
This nigga said I got fired. Wait, I got laid off. Nigga, you got fired. They fired you.
I basically got fired. You know, they went another direction. And then, you know, the person who I love doesn't love me right now. So that shit is definitely something that I have to deal with. And then, what else going on? There was a third thing. Oh, and dirt's being thrown on my name.
No, it was the whole situation with your friend.
Oh, yeah. And then the whole situation, which we'll get into later on the podcast or whatever, that involves this podcast. This podcast is getting a little bit more power, a little bit more steam under it. So it's starting to affect my life. Things that we say on here are starting to spill into the real world a little bit, guys. So, you know.
It's big facts.
It's big facts. But
Marcus was here. I saw Marcus last night.
Marcus was in Atlanta?
No, he was in chat.
Oh, word? Hell yeah. Well, shout out to Marcus. I hear him talking I see him under the comments right now. We love you too over here, man.
He said he got a girlfriend.
Marcus? Are you supposed to say that on the live? Is this a public information?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Well, Marcus allegedly has a girlfriend. We don't know her name. We don't know anything about her. So, shout out to her anyway. You know what I mean?
Right,
But I have to say, shout out to you, bro, for calling me this week, because, you know, I deal with depression, you know. I do deal with that shit. That's some shit that I gotta, deal with. So, sometimes your brain tries to play tricks on you when you deal with depression, and it makes it say, like, you know, you don't got nobody you could talk to. You know what I mean? And, like, you don't have anybody that will, like, listen to you and shit like that. And, like, everybody's against you. But I want to encourage everybody, you know, hit up your friends. Hit up your friends. You never know where their mind's at, where their headspace is at, you know. Hit up your friends, see what niggas is talking about, because, you know, I have to say that phone call did help me, and my mind was going to some dark places, you know. So
that was a good ass conversation, bro. Even though you hung up on me.
I did have something to do, but, you know, it's nothing like... You know, prayer works, you know, prayer helps work on it. But, you know, it's one of those things that if you deal with it, you deal with it for your whole life, you know? And it's hard to sometimes move around it. But I don't want to start this podcast on the press note. You know what I mean? I want to start this podcast, even though we're going to get ups and downs, because there's a lot of shit going on that we got to address right now. But I just wanted to shout that out, man, because I know a lot of niggas be dealing with that type of shit, you know, your mind goes to some... pretty dark places sometimes, and
I feel like men can't really talk about shit, you know?
Men can't. I don't feel like
you show weakness, niggas be like, "Oh, you pussy."
Exactly. And you don't want to reach out, you know. You don't want to hit your mans up and be like, "Yo, yeah, I'm going through some shit right now, bro. I need a hug." You know, you're going through shit, nigga. What? The only thing you could go through is like, "Yo, like." My girl left.
My girl broke up with me or some shit.
Yeah, you know, like, but it's like, and even then, niggas is kind of just like, suck it up, nigga.
Yeah, like, who cares, nigga? Go fuck some hoes.
Go get some hoes. Like, I'm like, nigga, I love that girl, bruh. I love that girl, nigga. You can't call her a bitch still, nigga. Come on, bruh. But niggas don't really have any place to turn to a lot of times, so. Hit up your friends, man. That shit. Yesterday I went out, so that really helped me get my mind off things a little bit. But stay away from large gatherings. So R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, by the way. I think it was his birthday this week or something. I was bumping him a lot.
Yeah, him and Chief Keef got the same birthday. Chief Keef 25.
25, and that nigga changed a lot of shit in the rap game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been doing this shit since he was, like 16 or some shit? Shit crazy.
16, and he's been pretty vocal about him being, like, one of the top influencers of how music is made today, which is interesting to me.
He has some, he definitely has some bangers.
Yeah, I hope that I'm that influential by the time I'm 25, Listen, we're starting a podcast on Instagram. I guess that's pretty influential, changing the game. But what made me bring up...
You only got 2 years left.
2 years? I think this shit could pop off in 2 years. We need all the girls who be commenting under this shit saying, like, you know, positive things. We need you to repost the fucking clips. You know what I mean? That's the way. But reason I brought up Nipsey Hussle, right? Slim 6ix9ine, who I don't like to talk about on this shit at all. You know what I mean? I fucking hate that nigga. I hope something very bad happens to him. I don't want to wish death on him because I don't know him personally, but I wouldn't be too sad if he died. Slim 400, who was Nipsey Hussle's mans, I guess, saw 6ix9ine in front of the Nipsey Hussle mural and got a fuck 6ix9ine tattoo on his back.
Stupid.
And I'm kind of like in that zone where I guess I see how that's a little gangster, right? Like,
I need some AirPods, bro.
Oh wow, you can't lean back right now.
Right.
Well, maybe the podcast will sponsor some AirPods. Let's start a GoFundMe page. Let's start some fucking AirPods. But what do you think about that? Would you get let's say you hated a nigga, right? Could you imagine hating somebody so much where you get fuck them on your body for the rest of your life?
Nah, that's just some clout chasing shit.
You think that's what it was?
Definitely.
So you don't think that he's a type of, you don't, all right. So this is what 6ix9ine, let's go over and beyond what it says on the surface level.
Let's summarize this shit. He snitched, and then the rap community hates snitches. And so the guy who's friends with Nipsey Hussle saw it and said, okay, he's a snitch, so fuck him. It's not like 6ix9ine snitched on him. It's clout, bruh. He didn't do nothing to him. It's clout.
That's true. That's
Why
true.
Why would you get a tattoo of that? That's there for life.
But tattoos don't necessarily all have to mean something. I feel like that is something that we put on tattoos, but I don't think all tattoos have to mean. We're broadening the conversation now from just that situation to like all situations.
You're gonna get a tattoo that says "fuck somebody," some random ass nigga you don't know. That's crazy, bro.
I wouldn't do it, right? I want my tattoos to mean something. But for example, I know some people who have gotten like random ass shit. And then when you ask them, yo, why did you get a butterfly on your arm? They're just like, I fucking like butterflies. You know what I mean?
He clout chasing. He not only did he tattoo it, but the first thing he did was post it. This clout chasing. I don't think it's that deep, man. And I think we should have started the podcast with going over this stuff before we got into the actual topics. like the stuff we were supposed to talk about. Like,
that's true.
The comments and shit.
That's true. So do you want to talk about the do you want to talk about get into that immediately right now?
It's up to you.
Let's do it. Let's talk about what happened fucking on underneath that Instagram clip. The infamous Instagram clip where I posted about Tory Lanez getting deported, but it went into essentially what would you do if you saw a woman getting beaten on the street? Now, Steph had a controversial opinion in that clip, but I want him to clarify his opinion here today and to kind of state why he said what he said and what he believes. All right, the floor is yours.
I believe I was right. And fuck everybody who said anything against me in that comment section.
What do you believe you are right about? I don't know what this nigga is doing right now. This is not the conversation we had pre-talk.
Look,
What are we talking about?
I believe that you shouldn't, like, if you see a woman or anyone getting beat up, you shouldn't just carelessly throw yourself in there and then potentially have two people getting their ass beat. And I feel like that's not even that controversial of an opinion. But the way niggas blew up, bro.
All right, but okay, yeah, we'll get more into that. Yeah.
I said in the clip, keep it pushing. And what I meant by keeping pushing was don't physically get involved. You can call the cops or whatever the case may be. And then it turned into like...
So you didn't say ignore the person, just see them getting their ass beat on the street and not feel anything and just walk away. You're saying that you would do something...
Just not
It
physically.
just wouldn't always be physically.
Exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
And then in the comment section, they started calling you a pussy.
I'm pussy. I shouldn't have a daughter.
I shouldn't have a daughter. Yeah.
I don't know how to fight.
Don't know how to fight. It was definitely some negative things.
And then I hate black women and shit. I was like, I didn't even say a race. Why is she a black woman? It was just a whole bunch of hoopla and shit. But I mean, I understand why you would be upset, you know? Something that was said was, imagine if it was your daughter, wouldn't you want someone to go and stick up for her? But imagine if a man was your son or your husband or, you know, your cousin, and he goes into a situation like that, and then he gets killed or beat the fuck up for a stranger, you know? So it goes both ways. I think what we decided on was the right answer is that in certain situations you help and in certain situations you don't. If you feel like you can take care of that situation without getting hurt too bad, then by all means, go ahead and save that person. But you never know, bro. People have been killed for less.
But you have to do something, essentially. That's still a big part of it.
You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do a goddamn thing.
You have to do something, because one of the things that I brought up to you is, what if you saw a child getting beat down in the street? Anybody would be like, yo, I'm not gonna stand for that. You know, I'm not gonna allow this nigga to beat up a child. And it's the same circumstance. It could be somebody.
But you can't even say that shit, because look how many times growing up I got my ass beat in public.
Not to death, though. I'm talking, but all right, so that's another conversation.
That's so extreme.
This is another conversation. When we are talking about this, we're talking about with intent to hurt this person physically, seriously.
But you don't know that. How are you gonna tell? How you gonna know when it's serious?
By that person being on the floor and their face being stomped into the pavement? How many of those do you think you could take? 4, 5?
I've caught punches to the chest, blows to the chest in public.
Bro, do you think blows to the chest is not your dad throwing you on the ground and stomping on you?
Okay, so what you're saying is you can't stop a child, but you can punch a child?
Bro, seeing a parent discipline a child with, let's say, a slap to the face is not equivalent to seeing a child getting thrown. All right, let's just take out different punishments. What if you saw somebody grab their child and throw them against the wall? Like, grab them, throw them against the wall, and start yelling at them like crazy. And
that's happened to me.
Grabbed and picked up and thrown against the wall and screamed at?
Yes, nigga. Is that not like normal punishment? That's what I grew up with. In
public? My parents have never grabbed me and thrown me against the wall in public.
Well, that's happened to me.
Really?
In front of other kids my age and shit.
Well, that's happened to me. Like, school is different.
Not even like in school. Like, even like pathfinders or like those fucking after church lunches and shit.
But what about in Walmart? People who have no clue who your father is and have no clue who you are. You just see two people, you know what I mean, walking, and then you see somebody grab them and throw them against the wall. Like, wouldn't you?
You're such an apologist, bro. You gotta, well, what about this? Or what about this? Mm-hmm. It's discipline is discipline. If I saw a kid getting hurt by an adult, my first inclination would to be, okay, that kid is being disciplined. Whether you like it or not, 9 times out of 10, nobody's gonna step in. People might be like, oh my God, and clutch their pearls. But like 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna jump in even for that. You know what I'm saying? But because when it's somebody else's child, you let them raise their child how you want.
But don't you feel like there is a line between discipline and abuse? I got my ass beat growing up. I never considered it abuse, though.
It doesn't matter if there's a line. What matters is are you going to step in? Because some people see, what do you call abuse? Some people see spanking as abuse. They say, oh my God, I would never hit my child. Or, some shit like that. They think it's abuse, but I bet you if they saw you getting beat, they might say something to each other, but they're not going to step in.
Yeah.
So I feel like for every situation, you know what I'm saying? Even if I saw a child getting beat by an adult, I would still be like, okay, that's not my place to go in there and be like, don't beat your child, don't hit your child. I've seen kids get beat all the time, and I've never thought, okay, let me run my ass in there and snatch that child up and take him to CPS.
But I'm saying, what if you seen?
But I'm saying.
But because you're limiting it to a specific situation and then saying, why are you broadening it to other situations?
If I see a adult hitting a kid, isn't that your whole argument?
Bro, what we're talking about is an attempt to harm, all right, so maybe how I'm imagining it, right? And maybe this is where the disconnect is. I'm imagining it like you see a child, you see an adult screaming at them very aggressively, and then you see the child on the ground getting its face stomped into the ground and blood coming from it. Blood and stuff. Once you start seeing, if you saw blood in any of these scenarios, what would you do? You wouldn't step in once you see blood get involved? Maybe that's what it is.
Bro, you just said the most extreme shit that could possibly happen. That's so extreme.
But that's what we don't always jump in. You shouldn't always jump. You see a woman getting yelled at by a man, that doesn't necessarily mean jump in. You see a woman and a man grabbing each other up, that doesn't necessarily mean jump in. You see a woman on the ground getting bloodied, that's when that means do something. Jump in. Say something about it.
All right, well, if I saw a nigga getting his ass beat, I would jump in. So that's pretty fucked up to me.
I would agree with that.
I've seen niggas. So why are men less than women and children?
That's a whole other conversation.
You know, it's always protect the women and the kids. What about us? You know, why aren't we important?
That's a whole other conversation, my friend.
Because I see niggas get beat up all the time, blood everywhere. And what do? We record it. Say, oh shit, oh. Nobody jumps in for them. What the fuck is that?
I agree with you. I feel like men are definitely at the bottom of this totem pole in terms of, like, people like to say about protection, you know, and how, like, they protect the black man, but in reality, do you really? You know what I mean? Do you actually, or are you just one of the people in the crowd recording? Are you just one of the people under the Instagram comments tearing down somebody? Are you just one of the people who, you know, who post on Instagram, these niggas ain't shit? You know what I mean? Like, how you say you protect black men and then post niggas ain't shit all day? I mean, whatever, you know. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have seen a lot of bashing of men. You know what I mean? But that's why I feel like we have to have these type of conversations where you say, yo, this is how I feel about, you know, when I see a woman getting into the situation. This is how I feel. Because it's how a lot of people feel. And until we have the conversation, we fleshed it out just now. And is it fair to say that your opinion has changed a little bit since we've had this conversation last week?
No, not at all. It's exactly the same as it was before. Or
you feel like you can express it better? It's not the same, because you said you would walk away. And then you just said just now,
fuck you.
You just said just now, right, that you would step in if you seen a woman, child, or otherwise getting bloody.
Read that comment right there.
Do men do anything to be bashed or to be ain't shit? Of course men do things to be bashed and to be ain't shit. Do women do things to be bashed and to be ain't shit? Of course women do things to be bashed and to be ain't shit. That doesn't mean that you can treat them like they ain't shit. You know what I mean? Anybody can be ain't shit or not a good person, but you are not what you are at that exact moment. You know what I mean? You are never, you are more than just right now. You see what I mean? You might make a mistake, but that doesn't mean that. It's true though. It's true. Am I not, bro? If you got judged by your weakest moment, what kind of person do you think people would think you are?
Pretty bad.
A pretty bad guy. But do you consider yourself a pretty bad guy?
Nope.
So there you go. Everybody is fucked up. Stop trying to pretend like there's people out here who aren't doing shit. It's impossible to find because it doesn't exist. Anyway, whatever. What? Wait, that's facts. Okay, yeah, facts. I thought you were saying that isn't a fact. I was like, damn, son, I thought I was going in. Anyway, so another thing that you felt you had to address was what?
We can do the Jew things first. There was this one episode where I was like, fuck the Jews, like 20 times. I have nothing against Jews, but I could understand. In my mind, it was funny, but thinking back, like if someone did a podcast and it was like, fuck the blacks over and over and over again, I would feel the type of way. So I apologize to all the Jews that I offended.
There we go.
And what was the last one?
We're doing a lot of apologizing on this episode. So we don't hate Jews on Live and Maintain, and
we'll save women. And
we would save women if they are getting beat to death. Apparently that's the criteria. But continue.
And then there was another episode where I was like, we should start killing cops to even shit up. You know what?
I don't think we should do that.
No, I don't know if I take that one back.
Yes, we take it all back. We take it all back. We don't believe we should kill all cops. We should kill bad cops. You know what I mean?
But then how do you decide like what's a bad cop? And just like you said a couple minutes earlier where you was like, you can't judge somebody on their like worst moment. You feel me? So how do we like,
Because there's a repetition. What made the George Floyd killing so reprehensible to me is not just the fact that this cop killed George Floyd, is that this cop had a history of abuse within the police system and nothing was happening about it.
So do we kill people with like a repeated history? I just feel like once you start killing people, it's a slippery slope. Let's put them in jail, because it's really hard to decide like who's good and who's bad, and who's.
So what about the death penalty? That's the argument against the death penalty, but I feel like there are certain situations.
No, because people are still people, and I feel like the death penalty is more revenge than justice. More revenge than keeping the law. You hear like, oh, child molesters and rapists and shit, they should have the death penalty. Just throw them in jail, bro.
So what do you think about shooting a nigga that comes into your house and killing him?
That's self-defense.
But I'm saying, what if he's... So if a nigga comes into your house, you're going to give him a chance to leave? Are you going to announce it like, hey, get the fuck out of here? Or are you just going to shoot him? You probably just shoot him. I think you just shoot him.
I don't know. I have no clue.
I know what I would do.
I remember when I was a kid and... Well, I guess I was a kid, so that doesn't count. But what does that have to do with anything?
What? Because I'm relating it back to... That's like the death penalty, essentially.
No, it's not the same. No. The death penalty, you committed a crime. You've been committed other crime. And then you've been in jail for however long the case may be. And then they decide to kill you after that anyways. It's not like you're in the act of committing it. You have already been punished. Your punishment is life in prison. Why are you going to kill me on top of that? And you know what? I can never advocate for the death penalty as long as they accidentally fuck up and kill innocent people. How many times have we seen innocent people get free? I would rather have 40 niggas in a life sentence than we kill 40 niggas and then, 4 of them are innocent. No innocent person should die, period. Period. So fuck the death penalty. Jail is good enough.
You know why I have to say fuck the death penalty too now? And I changed my opinion live on air.
Wow.
Because every law that's passed disproportionately affects black people so much, bro. Weed laws get passed, weed becomes illegal, black people get arrested for it. You know what I mean? Like, guns get illegal, black people get arrested for it. That's why I don't necessarily believe that guns should be should be illegal, because these white motherfuckers upstate and in Wisconsin and all these places, they have fucking AR-15s. You know what I mean? It's us blacks who live in these city areas or who live in urban areas where they're policing all the time that these gun laws are actually affecting. You know what I mean? So it's like, we could make stiffer regulations and stuff like that, but it's really just affecting the lowest common denominator, which happens to be black people. So that's why I agree with what you're saying. All right.
Fuck, this light is beaming on my face.
Don't worry, you look handsome, my guy.
Oh, thank you.
WAP. So a lot of controversy has been brought up about this WAP shit, man. This nigga's... You know what kind of topics I'm coming with, baby. I'm talking about WAP. I've been talking about WAP since last week. I've been thinking about it during the week. I'm talking about it now again. I love it. I love WAP. But apparently a lot of people think that it's very vulgar. I think specifically Ben Shapiro has been somebody quoted a lot.
A bunch of men.
Yeah, a bunch of men.
And Karens.
What is a male Karen? A Tom? I think that should be a male Karen. Let's think about what a male Karen. Comment some male Karen names that you can think about. We'll call them Toms for now.
I think Richard.
Fuck you, nigga. But I think there's a lot of controversy about this vulgarity thing. But why is that? I feel like rap has been vulgar from the beginning, right? We're seeing Bob a lot and Bill.
Yeah, but now it's like women. Women have been like marginalized from the beginning of time. Women have been seen as like cook and clean and fuck me, have my kids, and then get the fuck up out of here. Which is that's fucked up. They're not paid as much opportunities. A woman's in charge and she's bossy. A man's in charge and he's a leader. Just shit like that.
I didn't even think about that until I heard Nicki Minaj talking about it in reference to her and Lil Wayne. She's like, when Lil Wayne is out here yelling at niggas, it's just like whatever. But when a woman is yelling at niggas, automatically you're just like, nah, she's just a bitch. She probably, you know what I mean?
You know, fuck is you yelling for?
Yeah. So that's why you think there's a problem with this?
Someone commented those are the old days, and that has never been the old days. Women are, if you believe that women aren't treated differently today than they were back then, then you're very ignorant to the world. Because
I think women are treated different.
They've been treated better, but not. They are not treated good.
There's things that need to change. Exactly.
A lot of things. I think women are treated very, very poorly. The only time women have the advantage is in the court system and when it comes to fucking OnlyFans. That's it.
Those are some pretty big things, though. OnlyFans. Yeah. But I just don't think we're where we should be in terms of relations with blacks and whites and relations to women and men. So that's why, we have to have the conversation.
I feel like being a black woman is probably the worst thing that could possibly happen to you.
Isn't that insane?
You're black and a woman? Jesus Christ. You got the worst luck.
Bro, but let me talk about from me, because I know a lot of niggas on that follow me or whatever and are on my Instagram think kind of similarly to me and may feel like how I used to feel about this topic. I used to argue that. Like, yo, black women aren't treated that poorly. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like everybody, you're black, you're a woman, whatever, Why do you get treated poorly when you're a woman? Girl, I pay for your movie ticket every single time we go to the movies. How could you have been taken? How could you feel negatively about your place in society?
I feel like women are only treated well when niggas are trying to fuck them.
When niggas are trying to fuck them. And I realized even deeper than that, and we said it last week, it is just a sexualization thing. Like, in terms of like especially like, could imagine men, probably specifically white men, because they don't come from a black woman, don't view a black woman how me and you, like, when I see a black woman, I just see a woman who's black. But they're thinking so much more. Like, they're associating all the stereotypes of a black person and then putting that and then making her a woman, which they already had preconceived notions about.
I was having this conversation a couple of days ago where I was like, man, like, I don't like seeing... and I don't want to seem racist because I'm not racist against white people at all. But I don't like seeing white men have sex with black women. And the woman I was talking about, the young lady I was talking to, she was like, well, why? That's not fair. Why can't a black man fuck a white woman, but a white man can't fuck a black woman? And I was just sending her screenshots of the comments underneath the porn. Like, these monkey this, nigger this, chocolate who, look at her, her nose and her hair, and just shit where it's like, a black woman to us is, a mother, a sister, a auntie, a cousin. But a black woman to them, and of course porn is where like the degenerates go. So of course that's not
and also it's not all white men. It's just true. Not. You know what I mean? There's a lot of white men who grew up around black guys. I mean, around black women. There's a lot, especially being from New York. You see a lot of different types of races intermingling and things like that. So So I know there's a lot of white men who genuinely have love for them. Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't have said white. Just other races in general, where
it's everybody.
Where it's just like you're seen. Well, like, I feel like the black woman isn't seen as like anything other than like something to satisfy sexual needs, because they wouldn't marry you. You know what I'm saying? They're not dating you. They're not marrying you. They're just having sex with you. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel good inside seeing that shit.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And maybe it's selfish on our part, because one thing I want to talk about is, why do you feel like it's hard for black men to be in relationships? You know what I mean? So like, maybe that comes from what we were talking about just now, from a guilt on our part, knowing maybe we're like, we don't want to see that, even though these niggas are treating our women a lot of times in the technical aspect better than how we are willing to treat them. See what I mean? In some way. So for example, there are black women who I've had conversation with who are in interracial relationships or whatever the case may be, who say that the reason they're with a white man is because when they dated black men, they were dealt with poorly. You know what I mean? They were cheated on. They were like abused physically. They were emotionally abused. They were told that they were less than. There was a constant need to prove this masculinity that as a black man, I can say we do feel a constant urge to prove how masculine we are. And one of the things that we view as masculine is being with a lot of women, sadly. You know what I mean? That's some of the things that a lot of black men view as, this is what makes me a man, the fact that I'm able to attract so many women, you know? And to a certain extent, that is very detrimental to holding a steady relationship, you know what I mean?
I agree with you. And I think, we hate when we hear people from other races say it, but I think that the music that we listen to and the people that we idolize has been very, very detrimental to like the black community in general, because we look at all these rappers and it's like, I mean, they dog women out. They speak so poorly of women. Look how many bitches I got, or I fucked her, or I did that, or, And then you have these niggas with no intellect who look to the music and they say, oh, well, he's rich and famous, he did that. And they try to emulate these traits. And they're not even rich. It was just so stupid, but they try to emulate these traits. And then now you have all these kids who grew up with no fathers, and you have all these men. They say that blacks actually
I used to want to have a baby mother, bro. There was a point in time when I did not want a wife. I was like, yo, I don't want a wife. I want a baby mother. I was young and stupid, obviously, but that's what I thought was a goal. I used to want my parents to get a divorce. You know what I mean? So I could be like everybody else, all the rest of my friends who had parents who were divorced and shit. Seriously, that's something when I was younger, I used to really like think about, like, damn, why are my parents together? Like everybody else, they get 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays, you know what I mean? I get one shitty ass birthday, you know what I mean? Like these niggas' parents are battling back and forth to see who will get their kid the best gift. Both of my parents are like, nigga, how can we save money? So it's like, I used to want, and that has a part to play with the music that we do listen to and who we idolize.
Remember, and yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to add. I think you hit the nail on the.
Now you were good. Have you in your experience though? Can you name a story that has happened to? You know what I mean? Like in your personal life.
Of me fucking hoes?
No, nigga. What? I'm talking about where you see, like, cause I wouldn't say you come from. Have you ever wanted something stereotypical that is negative, and now as you get older, you understand, like, okay, this is a negative thing, but when you were younger,
nah, because I
just were like, this is what the poppin' niggas want?
I never had I guess the opposite of broken is whole. So I never had, my home wasn't broken because it was never whole. It was just me and my dad since all I can remember. So it was just like, I didn't want him to date anyone because, it's my pops. It was just me and him. Mm-hmm. I didn't want anybody to come in between. But, I mean, I definitely do think
but not necessarily a parent thing, but like, let's start naming some of the negative stereotypes we see. Fucking a lot of girls.
Definitely.
Have single household, carrying guns, wanting to be a tough guy, not letting people disrespect you.
I didn't learn that from home though, because my dad was never like that.
Not from home, but you learned that from
like, okay.
And see what I mean? I didn't learn that from my house. Like, I want my parents to get a divorce. Like, you don't learn that from your parents. You learn that from the streets. You learn that from being outside, and all of your mans, you know what I mean, have parents who are no longer together, and then you're the only one. Like, damn, like both of my parents is on my ass right now. See? So it sucks, man. It sucks that we have such a toxic culture in some ways, but such a beautiful one at the same time.
Yeah, that's a man thing in general. Like, why is there such a push to, like, have sex? Like, why is that such a big, like, push on just men of all type of ethnicities. We have this one, string that connects us all together, and that's just like to want to have sex with.
I met a few guys I don't think like. Well,
just maybe, in general, bro. You always be going to these fucking. I'm talking about like the normal man.
I'm just fucking being an asshole right now. Come on, man. That's what it's about. But I wanna ask a question though, because there are men out there who are black men who don't have this feeling. I don't think, but maybe they do. It is a small, very small box. That's true.
Oh, I was calling them squares.
Oh. I thought you were saying that there's just a small box of people who could feel this. Because one time, I'm not going to say the person's name, I was in high school. This was high school. The horniest you probably are ever going to be in your life. Mm-hmm. In your life. And these girls were giving niggas lap dances in the back. I was not necessarily participating, but I was a watcher, an onlooker. And as I was watching this, as it was somebody else's turn to get a lap dance, and the guy, when the girl started twerking on him, he pushed her off and called her a harlot, right? And I was like, nigga, you're about to get a lap dance by one of the biggest booties in the class, nigga. What's wrong with you? But he later went on to do amazing things with his life. You know what I mean? And he has a girlfriend, so he is in an amazing place. So how did he avoid that feeling?
I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. How do you avoid the feeling? I think that's just your upbringing. It's like, for instance, for instance, not to be like, to toot my own horn, but it's just like, for instance, I don't smoke, but almost everybody I know smokes. I feel like it's just that same thing where you're like, I'm not going to do it. I didn't see it growing up until it was too late for me to switch that off in my brain. So I feel like for him, it was never a big deal. Maybe he went to private school or he hung out, I don't know. But then by the time he got to high school, his mind was already made up. This is not what I want for myself. And he just stuck to it.
Man, bro. I respect any nigga I respect you for not smoking, honestly. I don't know if I say that to you.
I respect him for not wanting no pussy. That shit is way more impressive. I feel like that's just where you can't.
Yeah, that's kind of just, I thought that was just there, you know what I mean?
That shit, I feel like that's just your human nature. Niggas haven't always been smoking, but niggas have always been getting pussy, since Adam.
The first thing God did for this nigga, and he was like, thank God, yo, I just want some pussy, nigga. I want some pussy. Nah, but women are great. I love them. You want to hear Bad by Safari? You heard that song?
No, I don't. Safari? Who the fuck is to Safari?
I don't listen to him, but I thought it was so interesting that he made a remix to WAP. So instead of WAP, which stands for wet ass pussy, he says bad, which stands for big ass dick.
He's so corny, bro. He's such a lame ass nigga. I just feel like that's just such a lame thing to
Oh my God.
I feel like that's just, I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things where some people only have one thing that's unique about them, or so they have to keep telling people so people think they're cool. Because what else is he known for? That's it.
I just can't believe a nigga is willing to talk about his dick in public. I feel like as much as niggas are pretend like we don't give a fuck about whipping our shits out in any situation, oh yeah, if a girl starts talking crazy to me, I'll just whip my shit out. Nigga, how many niggas are really that confident with their dick?
You?
No, nigga, I am not that confident with my shit. I feel like a lot. I think that why would you even be willing to talk about that shit? That shit is mad weird.
It's cloud chasing the same way.
Do girls like that? Ladies, in this thing, do girls like that shit? Do girls like niggas who talk about this shit? Because maybe we're going about it the wrong way. Maybe there's just
maybe that's what we need to be doing. We need to be going out there whipping that shit out.
talking about that shit. But you know those niggas that be posting on like their Instagram, another corny thing, sorry to anybody in here who does it, post like, damn, I be fucking the shit out of these hoes, or like my dick's so large.
I broke her back. She couldn't even walk when I was done with her.
Couldn't even walk. Like, what reads that? Like, do girls see that and they're like, yo, let me hit this, like, let me comment under the post and hit this thing up. Like, yo, I want to get my black bone out.
niggas wouldn't do it if it didn't work sometimes.
It has to work, right?
It was just like, oh man, I was having another conversation and I was like, scrolling my Instagram. I was like, damn, these girls, it just be straight swimsuits just in different colors. And she was like, well, y'all niggas like the pictures. And I was like, you know what? Well, shit, you know, you're right. You know, people wouldn't do things if they weren't getting some type of positive reinforcement to it. Niggas talk about breaking bitches' backs because women will slide into their DMs and be like, well, break my back. You know what I'm saying? So
I wonder what starts that, though. What starts that? Like, do you think the break my back did it, or do you think they have to think they're attractive and then they say break my back? So maybe only certain types of niggas can get away with it. I feel like if I were to post something like that, every girl would hit me like, ew, nigga. Like, get this shit off your story. I'm about to unfollow you.
I don't think it has anything to do with how you look. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
I don't think I could post some shit about.
I'm not saying it's a look thing in terms of better looking or good, but like, we were talking about it earlier, hood niggas, right? Hood niggas have a different type of game than I can get away with.
That shit is so crazy, bro. Have you ever seen a hood nigga in action? That shit
is amazing.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
It's amazing. When you're a fly nigga, like, I'm a fly guy type of guy. So if a girl, I kind of just scope it out, and if she likes me, I'll go over there and we'll talk, or whatever the case may be. I can't just like insult a girl and then get her. You know, like, insult. Well,
I don't even think it's a matter of insulting. I just think.
What is it?
I think, and I've never been a hood nigga, so I don't know, but I think they just know what they want and they say it. And it's that simple. Why do we beat around the bush? I feel like niggas are so scared to just be like, you know what, girl, I want to have sex with you, or I want to take you out to dinner, or I want to do this and that, the third, because we're scared that we're going to get rejected. Whereas hood niggas, bro, they don't give a fuck.
Bitch, I got a gun. If you reject me, I will shoot everybody in this bitch. Oh my God. Oh, was there a question in here? Somebody said that's a real question. But why are the ugliest guys the boldest then?
They don't got shit to lose. What they gonna lose?
Right? Yeah. They gotta go hard. They gotta go balls deep. Yeah. That's true. That is. I didn't even think about that.
It's easy to do crazy things when you have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to throw away your pride and dig in the trash if you got nothing to lose, or to stand on the street and beg for money if you're homeless, because you got nothing to lose, bro. You know, when it's niggas like us and shit, we're not gonna go crazy because we don't want the screenshots out. You know what I'm saying?
I think about my reputation all the time.
You think about your reputation and you know who she's gonna tell or how you're gonna be perceived. So you move smart. Bruh.
I wonder if women tell each other about how a nigga talks to them. Like, if they say, yo, this nigga's game is this. Like, can girls identify game? Or is it just, like, something that they're just kind of oblivious to when they just kind of, like, you know?
I think women definitely pick up on things subconsciously.
Because corny niggas get girls, though. Niggas who I would consider corny, at least. They get attractive women.
And some niggas, it really don't matter what they gonna say. Like... Her mind is already made up. She's seen him.
Yeah, that's true.
It don't matter what he's gonna say, as long as he's not like abusive or anything. So,
some niggas talk their way out of pussy. That's true. That's true. And women I heard make up their mind within like 5 minutes of meeting you, whether they think you're compatible with them or not. So,
I mean, men do this. Well, I guess men don't really care as long as you look good. How fucked up is that?
Super fucked up.
Niggas
we need to raise our standards, man.
Niggas have no standards.
We need to raise that standard. That bar is too low. All you have to do is have a vagina. Like, come on, bro. You can't even control that. Like, that's not even something you can control.
I mean, but look at OnlyFans. How are you paying for porn when it's free? I just don't understand. Unless it's like
to the person.
All right, well,
does that
I mean, it makes sense.
But niggas still buy OnlyFans from porn stars though, so I guess it can't be true.
How do you buy into a person who doesn't who you don't know? I guess if okay, well that was gonna sound gay. I was about to say, I guess if A$AP Rocky had OnlyFans, I would buy it, but not for not for sexual reasons, but just because I look up to him so much, you know.
See what he says. He probably wouldn't be you're assuming he's not posting sexual content, like him just jerking off or something.
Behind, if he had behind the scenes or something, you know. I would definitely pay for that just because I look up to him. So I guess that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's hot as fuck, bro. This light.
You got the good light in this week, but hey, what's up is beauty, pain and beauty go hand in hand, my friend.
This dude has been complimenting us for the past 5 minutes.
It's the homie, bro.
Who is that?
My son Joseph.
You don't know who that is.
So I was thinking about aesthetics, right?
You don't know who that is.
Of course, me and this nigga have talked.
Who is he?
Joseph. I'm telling you his name.
Yeah, that's because it's in his username. Where you know him from?
Oh man, bro.
Where you know him?
Man. Oh man.
Where do you know him from?
Aesthetics.
Where do you know him from?
Aesthetics. The slide is about to end. All right, we'll come right back, fellas. We'll be back.
You don't know that nigga, bro.
All right, Stephen is Stephen.
Don't ignore me, bro.
Are we gonna go into? This is what we are gonna talk about. This is big news. Are you ready?
All right.
Drake dropped a new song, and I fuck with it. Did you watch the music? Watch it and watch the music video and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You saw Odell Beckham was in there. Who else was in there?
Kevin Durant.
And,
Marshawn Lynch.
Is Drake the best rapper of this time? I think he is.
Is Drake the best rapper of his time?
That nigga's amazing, bro. That nigga's music is fire.
I think he's number 2.
To who?
Kendrick. Kendrick got that shit. Kendrick's like Usain Bolt.
But Kendrick's the better rapper, but I enjoy listening to Drake way more a lot of times. For the majority of situations that I can imagine myself in. When I go to when I'm in the car. Yeah, there might be some Kendrick songs that I have in Serato, but usually what happened?
I don't know. I feel like some shit bit me, man.
Oh, it's I think it's your fabric might be connecting to your hairs that you don't know are actually there.
Come give me a massage.
That's not gay. And his new album is gonna be certified lover man.
I might tattoo that. Lover boy.
Certified lover boy.
I'm gonna tattoo that right there.
That'll be I thought that was I think Drake has probably had so much sex, bro. It's what the fuck? Imagine you could live Drake's life for maybe a day. Let's say a day, right? What do you think his average day is like? Probably filled with a lot of
probably mad work.
Work, right? Yeah, mad meetings and shit is what I was gonna say.
Bro, there's something crawling on me, biting me, bro.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Well, that's the tag.
I knew
I ain't take the tag off because I'm gonna return this bitch. Actually, I kind of like this.
I fuck with that shirt.
I don't know. I got 30 days. I'll think about it.
He did get a porn star pregnant. Yes, Drake did get a porn star pregnant, but
how comes I don't see no comments?
Because niggas are afraid to comment. Oh, you don't see any comment at all anymore?
Mm-mm.
Okay, maybe that's a good thing, so we could focus specifically on me, no homo.
Niggas be selfish.
I just want to be able to see the comments for when people ask questions.
Put my leg up. Forgot I don't got no pants on.
Maybe they will turn this into a fucking OnlyFans or some shit. But I feel like once you're sleeping with a lot of women, eventually you're gonna get a porn star pregnant.
I feel like once they start sleeping with a lot of women, they get bored and they start fucking trannies and men. I think that's what I think. A lot of rappers do some gay shit because they get so tired. The pussy can only do so much things, and they be like, you know what? I want to switch it up.
Damn, son. That'd be real weird if I found out that, let's say, ASAP was gay.
I think it's even that. What? I think ASAP's more likely. I think it'd be the more masculine niggas who really be gay and they try to put on that bravado. I think Michael B. Jordan's assistant said he asked him for a kiss. I don't know how true that is, but I'm just saying, like, those masculine niggas, those be the...
Oh, his assistant was a man?
Yes, it wasn't no damn woman, or else it wouldn't be a big deal.
I don't really view Michael B. Jordan as masculine either, to be honest.
What?
Oh, so wow.
Michael B. Jordan?
I look at him as like an actor type character. I think who I view as masculine is probably like Jay-Z. What? He's pretty you wouldn't view him as like a more masculine man just based off what you do know about him?
If a rat evolved into a human and grew his hair out, that would be fucking Jay-Z. I don't like that I can't read the comments. I feel like I'm out the loop.
There's probably some... You can't click it and be able to see them again?
No, bro. I don't think so. Oh, I can see it now. Oh, that's cool. I meant to say... Okay.
Yeah. Let's move on to another topic. Anything else going on in... Huh?
Yeah, this has been a pretty good episode. Don't let it die at the end, okay?
Don't worry. We still got the maintain tips, which I'm sure you didn't do, which you can think about right now. And we've been going for about an hour. You want to talk about aesthetics? Or do you want to talk about... Oh, no. I want to talk about my conspiracy theory, but I feel like people aren't going to follow it too much.
Just do like a brief summary.
Okay. Here's my conspiracy theory, guys.
It's very conspiracy.
It's very conspiracy, and it's very
theory.
It's very theory, and it's very long. So you're gonna have to sit down and follow this.
What?
If I see anybody leave during this time, I'm gonna know that you're leaving because you're not interested in what I'm saying right now. But I promise.
Bro, that shit is too long, bro. I barely listen, and I'm your friend. They're not gonna listen.
I promise it's going somewhere. Yes, leave now. If you're gonna leave, leave now. Once I start going, I want you to stay. So, Quanon, right? Quanon conspiracy. That is a conspiracy theory saying that Joe Rogan. All right, I'm already messing up.
You're already fucking up. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is allegedly trying to save like children who are getting child molested and like, you know, that are being sex trafficked and things like that, right? So that's like the conspiracy, saying that he's actually in there draining the swamp, which is what he said that he was going to do before, right? But then underneath, when I was watching the video on it, YouTube linked the Wikipedia to Quanon, right? As everybody knows, you can change what Wikipedia says to be whatever you want. So is it that far of a stretch to believe that YouTube has a sector of people controlling what Wikipedia says so that they are able to push the agenda that they have, right? So anytime you talk about conspiracies, they relate you back to this Wikipedia where they already are saying things that they already changed. You know what I mean? So it matches how they already feel. Is that crazy? And I don't know what Pizzagate is. So I heard it's crazy. But isn't that something? Doesn't that stand somewhere? Is YouTube really the big daddy of the world? Like they're controlling right? Is that not good?
Just because you got one crazy ass nigga in the comments agreeing with you, don't think you said anything worth listening to. I did
say something worth. Bruh, is that not like? Because we do know already that they try and change the information. You said it last week with the with them changing the media to pit whites and blacks against each other, right? And I'm sure like we don't really help it by saying we don't like seeing white men fucking our fucking black women. But,
I don't. Have you ever seen that what the fuck? Oh my god, bro! I cannot remember the name. It's a black couch, and there's these white niggas fucking these black women, but like really brutally. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the name of that shit? Oh man, that shit.
Where were you going? Where were you going? Nigga.
I'm just saying, bro. That shit is so fucked up, bro. If you watch like 3 or 4 of those and these women come back, it's like, where is our pride as a race? Mm-hmm. That's what black people don't have, is fucking pride. That's more detrimental than anything any race has done to us. A lack of pride. Black pride is at an all-time low. We get our money and we work hard for other people, and then we take that money and then we give it to other people. So fuck you niggas. Fuck all of you.
That's your conspiracy.
That's not a conspiracy. It's facts.
I'm proud of being black, but I don't know how everybody else feels about it.
Look at the Jews. The Jews, their money is in constant circulation within their community. Look at the blacks. What do we buy? Designer shit from races that don't even want to see us in their clothes. They see niggas in their clothes and they be like, oh my God, this fucking niggers wearing our shit. Mm-hmm. No black pride. We had, who was it who made FUBU or whatever the fuck? And FUBU is lame. It's black. How could you not support? And now we have all this bullshit. Support black companies. Get the fuck up out of here. Oh man, that shit makes me mad, bro.
Buy some FUBU.
Just buy some fucking FUBU. Let's support the fucking black people, bro.
I'm down to get some FUBU. You want to bring FUBU back?
No, I don't want to do that shit.
Me and you bringing FUBU back. All right. Well, that was a long episode. A pretty good episode as well.
Talk about aesthetics.
I feel like you made me lose a friend in Joseph. Like, damn,
you don't know. You don't even know who the fuck Joseph is.
I feel like you made me lose a friend in Joseph. And let's get into that. Maintain tips, baby.
Talk about aesthetic, bro. I want to hear that shit.
Oh, you want to talk about the aesthetic thing?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
So
it's hot.
Everything is based off an aesthetic, right? Okay. Last night I went out or whatever the case may be, and I brought some champagne, right? I like, and the nigga who I'm with is an older guy, and he was like, bro, you should get champagne. I'm like, why should I spend $28 on champagne right now when I could just get some tequila or something just as good and fuck me up? He's like, bro, you walk into the party with a bottle of champagne in your hand, people look at you one way. You walk into the party without any champagne, you're looked at another way. So it's like, what people don't really think about their aesthetic, but I feel like they do things, but they don't admit that they're thinking about their aesthetic at least. But an aesthetic is very, very important.
2 things. Now that I think about it, I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Now that I think about it. Okay. Before I thought it was good, but now that I think about it, why? That just goes back to what I'm saying with the black people just wasting money.
Wasting money, but people are gonna waste money on something, right?
Why? Why are we wasting money?
Why do we waste money?
You can't just say people are doing something. Why are we doing it?
I think people buy, for example, right? When you go into a business meeting and you're wearing a suit, you're looked at one way. When you go into a business meeting, and
that's not wasting money because you have a reason.
And if you go to the club, if your reason is to, let's say, you wanna be looked at positively, having the Bel Air bottle does that thing, and then not having it might,
But why are we in the clubs in the first place?
Why be in clubs? I mean,
I want you to like rationalize this for me, because you got to pay to get in the club, and then you got to pay to bring a bottle, and then you get in the club and you're throwing ones and you're buying drinks, and but why? The same thing where we have this obsession with like having a nice car and shit. But it's not just a car that gets you from point A to point B. It's got to be some flashy. You got niggas who make $10, $11, $12 an hour. They're driving like, this Porsche that they can't afford. Where if anything happens to them, if they have any type of accident, they're fucked because they'll never be able to afford it. It's like, why has the black community been so caught up with aesthetic, with image?
Because we have
instead of generational,
because
generational
we have to
wealth.
prove that we belong. I feel like so, like a white man walking with an untailored suit into a thing is viewed as one way, right? But when you see a black man in an untailored suit, you assume like court.
But you keep going back to this tailored suit thing, which I think is a necessity. I'm saying.
So
and
you feel like
we're not proving it to other races because other races don't give a fuck. We do it to impress each other.
It's true, but I definitely think that in reality, it's all aesthetic. Just kind of makes you feel a certain way that translates into how you are and present yourself. You know what I mean? But I think that there is something to like when you walking in and feeling good. You know what I mean? Wearing something and then feeling good once you wear something. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like there is something like you dress the way you dress because it makes you feel something when you dress that way.
What's up, Will, bro? Long time no talk. But I agree with you. With aesthetic and shit. Just like how you were saying how like women can feel what type of guy you are just by the way you move. It's just like that.
Exactly.
I don't think that people make conscious decisions. I think people just do things and sort of feel their way out. But yeah, that makes sense.
But the next level is being conscious about it and being able to understand what you're doing. Why am I doing this? It goes back to your why question. Like, people don't even ask themselves, why do I buy this designer shit? I buy this designer shit because I like designer shit. It makes me feel good when I wear designer shit.
Hell no.
You don't think that you like designer shit?
People wouldn't be buying designer shit if it wasn't to show up to other people. I think the vast majority don't buy designer for themselves. They buy designer to wear and show to other people. So, well then it boils down to this. If you're doing something and you're not doing it for yourself, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
That's what I'm saying. I guess it comes down to the type of person you are in general. Yeah. I know why. I like to look good and feel good. And when I look good, I feel good. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
I throw on what I like. For example, you wear the like. I'm sure a lot of people have told you maybe negative things about the bag and the satchel wave, but I don't give a fuck what niggas feel about how niggas feel about what I dress. I know what represents me as a person.
I wouldn't dress good if people didn't care. Like I wouldn't.
I guess
you know what I'm saying?
In a world where people don't give a fuck is.
I get a haircut every week because people care. I brush my teeth. I hate brushing my teeth and showering. I do that shit because people care. Spend money on clothes, make sure it's nice and fitting because people care. I post shit on Instagram because people care. I hate this Instagram shit. That shit is stressful, bro.
I fucking hate Instagram.
That shit is stressful as fuck. Posting at the right time, right caption, photos. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I don't post. Remember when I posted that fucking picture in the damn bathtub in the shower? And I got crucified? I hate that shit.
You did get crucified. But, I guess it just depends on the type of person you are, man. That's what separates it. Some niggas are hood niggas. Some niggas, they wear that True Religion shit. They wear Jordans or whatever, and that makes them feel good. But if I were to wear what they can, but look at this, bro. What is considered fly to different people is just completely dependent on the person as well. What is considered fly, for example? Like, I don't consider True Religion and Jordans like fly shit. Me, you know what I mean? I don't have any problem with people who wear those things and shit. Like, I just personally, that look isn't, I like ones, I like Jordan ones, but that look isn't necessarily something that I'm trying to attain, But I don't judge a nigga for having that look and doing that way, nothing wrong with that. But
where was you going down? Where was you going with that? Was that it?
Oh, that I was tying that into it's so that's how it's not necessarily about who. It's not necessarily about what you're doing. It's about who you are as a person. As she was saying in the comments right now, it boils down to the mentality. Like, are you what are you trying to portray to the world is basically how you dress.
I just think, and I keep talking about the black community because that's what I'm a part of. I can't talk about other communities because I've never been a part of any other community. But when you go to these places with these rich ass white people, 100, they making 100K, 200K. They be wearing like fucking New Balances and shit and
New Balance,
cheap shit because it's not important. And I feel like once the black mentality switches from, buying shit to generational wealth, from materialism to generational wealth, we'll be so much better as a race. Because but
you could be fly thrifting though.
You could be fly thrifting, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Niggas buy Jordans for kids. It's that mentality. It's just that mentality is so fucked up. We gotta switch that shit in our community.
And we're probably the last people who should probably be talking about it because we both do it. We're part of it. I think we should also say a lot of the things we say on this podcast, we're not saying we're above it because somebody said that they feel like we judge niggas on this shit, or like we are like, I feel like people judge us more than anything.
Was it a man or a woman who said it?
It was a woman who said it.
Okay.
It was a woman who said it. And they believe that, we feel like we judge niggas. I don't judge anybody for whatever the fuck they want to do. You know what I mean? Make the decision what you want to do on your own time. It doesn't affect me. But we just have to talk about something. And when you talk about things, judgment comes. Let's get into that maintain tip, baby.
Cause we just out here trying to maintain.
I don't got no fucking maintain tip. Fuck you.
Not at all?
No, bro. I never remember to do that shit. I don't know why you ain't taking that segment out.
Bro, because I feel like there is something to it. Because Vine invest in quality, ironically, is invest in quality over momentary satisfaction. So I believe that, exfoliating is very important too. You should check out some other. Did we mention exfoliating on this already?
Yeah, maybe if you had been listening to a podcast from the beginning, you would know that shit.
It's true. Exfoliation twice a week, baby. Right? She don't seem like she's the type to play around.
Right? She go off on me in the comments. Shut up, nigga.
But I think investing in quality is important, which is why I think I'd rather buy, I'd rather buy one nice black polo shirt than buy like 1,000 Target polo shirts. You know what I mean? Mm. Because those shirts be ripping and stuff, man. And they don't like when you I don't think it's they like when you wash them and shit like that. The material wears out so easily.
I think that it's important to invest in experiences. When we're talking about experiences, so many times when we think about money, we think about the things we can buy and not the things we can do. It just goes back to materialism. Going out I spent mad bread going out to the West, but that was an experience for me that I'll have with me for the rest of my life, seeing the Indian reservation, just expanding my worldview.
Expanding your worldview is definitely very important.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are so ignorant because they don't actually travel outside of their bubble, outside of their community, When you're stuck in your community and you're stuck with seeing the people who are the same, who think the same, who act the same, it's hard for you to put yourself in other people's shoes and to see different perspectives because that's what you're used to. It's important for us to travel, and experience other things, take part in other cultures. You don't have to be confined to doing just black things, or just white things. Take part in Mexican things and Asian things and yada, yada,
right?
yada.
Go do it all.
Expand your mind. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Look at that, nigga. That was from the top of the goddamn dome.
Nigga, I had to fucking come in with my tip. If I didn't come in with my tip, you would have been all here just like, oh, no. I don't even know what you would have said. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for listening to our podcast this evening or this nighttime.
This was a good one. This is probably one of the best ones in a very long time. It's been asked.
I feel like I lost my close friend in Joseph, but it's okay.
You don't know who the fuck Joseph is.
Live and maintain, boys, baby. We out of here.